they still have the hope and the belief that America will do better, and that in 2012, that will be the year that we take the nation back. And I have absolutely no doubt that people are looking for their champion. They want to know that the person that they give the nomination to will have a core of conviction, that at their soul, they will be a person who says what they mean and means what they say. And they know that when they entrust that person with the position in the Oval Office at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, that person will be a person who has the core of conviction, and that those convictions resemble those convictions of the Declaration of Independence, of the Constitution of the United States, of the Bill of Rights, of the Northwest Ordinance, and again, the very animating principles that created the most magnificent nation in 5,000 years of recorded human history. You tell me, what other nation parallels this nation? There is none. And we are the privileged people who are able to be born in this nation and thrive in this nation and grow in this nation and contribute to this nation and rear up yet one more generation to receive these blessings. Last weekend, my husband Marcus and I celebrated our 33rd wedding anniversary. And in the midst of that anniversary, we shared with one another again what we are so profoundly grateful for. It's our 5 biological children. They are our legacy. They are the best part of what we will ever produce as a couple. They're wonderful young people now. Our oldest is a physician. We're 55 years old. Our oldest is a physician. The youngest one just went off to college about 3 years ago. And I cannot tell you, they're great kids, but we really are loving this empty nest. I've just got to tell you, it really feels good about now. And God has so blessed us. Over the years, we brought 23 great children, foster children, into our home, and we raised them. They graduated from high school. They are launched into the world, and we have been the proud parents of 28 wonderful children. And I want you to know, you are looking at the old woman in the shoe right here. Heart is as well, to make sure that your children and your grandchildren are also the beneficiaries of the greatness that is America. That's why I think when we watch television, when we hear the President of the United States, when we see the abuse of the executive power that he has been given, how dare I say that? I say that because you need to look no further than the signature issue of his presidency, which is Obamacare. And for the first time in our nation's history, the federal government has said to all of us, you will buy a product or service because the government told you so as a condition of your citizenship in the United States. And by the way, by the government saying that to all of you, the government is in fact setting the price of what that product or service will be. Have you ever heard of anything more malicious from our government? There hasn't been. And very recently this week, yet one more federal judge said, sorry, that's unconstitutional. That we will again, and I promise you, as President of the United States, I will not rest until we repeal Obamacare. I know we can, I know we will, because as nominee of the Republican Party, I will also tell you, I will not rest until I can elect 13 more like-minded, titanium-spined senators who will go be and also repeal Obamacare. I will go all across the country. I will raise money for them. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that they're elected, because we must have a filibuster-proof Senate, and that's the magic number that we need to get 13 more senators so we get up to the 60 senator mark. Minnesota delivered that 60th senator in Al Franken. That is how we got Obamacare. And again, here's what else I know. 2012 is it. I don't know about you, but I firmly believe to take our country back, we have to win this election in 2012. And we can't just have the other team wearing the other jersey sitting in the Oval Office at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We have to have in this election someone, again, with core conviction, who's a constitutional conservative, who won't take a no for an answer, who is willing to push the boulder up the hill, because that's what it will take to repeal Obamacare. It will take a miracle. But I believe in miracles. And I believe in the one who gives miracles. I know it can happen. And this is why we have to do it. Because I was there when Obamacare passed. And I think this is what sets me apart from all of the candidates in this race. And it's this. I have been in Washington, D.C. now for 5 years. And from day one, I didn't go there to bide my time or to cash a check or just to vote right. I went to fight because I am a congressman, but I'm not a politician. I'm a real person that spent her life in the private sector building a business, building a family, building a home. I worked as a federal tax litigation attorney. I've seen how devastating high taxes are on businesses and families and farmers and individuals. I've seen it. I've seen how tough it is to start a business. My husband and I both came from very modest circumstances. My parents were middle class, my dad was an engineer. But like millions of American families, unfortunately, my parents were divorced when I was a young junior high girl. And when that happened, quite literally, our parents, overnight when that happened, our family went below poverty. That often happens in a divorce. Our home was sold, and my mother took all of her wedding gifts and put them on card tables, and they were all sold in the driveway. And it happens to so many people. And it was myself and my brothers. My mom did the very best she could. She was a full-time at-home mother. And she said to me, and I mean this with no disrespect and no condescension to anyone at all, but my mother said, no one in our family has ever taken public assistance. And we're not about to do that either. And she also said to us, she said, I want you to not lose hope, because we're going to get through this. With our faith, we're going to hold together as a family. And sometime, life won't always be what it is today. So my brother's got jobs delivering paper.